It is my honor and pleasure to call on His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, GCON, the Waziri of Adamawa and former Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to come for his award. It's my pleasure to invite Mr. Jayebo to read the citation of the Vice President.
Chancellor, sir. Citation of His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger. He has a silver spoon in his hands. He has so many silver spoons to give away that one would think he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. Quite to the contrary, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar was born in very humble circumstances in Jada, Adamawa State on November 25, 1946. And in spite of those circumstances, he has achieved incredible greatness. Alhaji Atiku attended Jada Primary School, Adamawa Provincial Secondary School, Kano School of Hygiene, where he studied for the Royal Society of Health Diploma and read for A-levels at the British Council. He obtained a diploma in law in 1969 at Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. And for those of us who think it's too late by reason of age to go back to school, Alhaji Atiku recently completed a master's degree program in international relations at a university in Cambridge, United Kingdom. Alhaji Atiku joined the Nigerian Customs Service in 1969 and rose to the position of Deputy Director before his voluntary retirement in 1989. While in the customs, he attended leadership and management courses in Finland, Egypt, and the United States of America. On retirement, Alhaji Atiku went into private business and soon thereafter launched into active political career that led him to his election as governor of Adamawa State and later as Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He was elected member of the National Constitutional Conference 1994 to 95. He was a founding member of the People's Front PF, a founding member of the Social Democratic Party SDP, and a founding member of the People's Democratic Party PDP. As Vice President, Alhaji Atiku was the chairman of the National Economic Council, the National Council on Privatization, the National Boundary Commission, National Emergency Management Agency, and many other presidential committees, including the task force that admirably organized Nigeria's hosting of the 2004 Commonwealth Summit. Alhaji Atiku is widely recognized as a committed Democrat and a courageous fighter against executive impunity and the militarization of our national politics. Since leaving public office, Alhaji Atiku has settled into building his businesses, including All In Invest, one of Nigeria's largest business conglomerates with significant interest in port management, real estate and logistics, especially in the oil and gas sector. He is also founder of Prime Group with active interest in manufacturing, banking, agriculture, printing, media, hospitality, food services, and healthcare. A committed philanthropist, Alhaji Atiku has helped communities build schools, mosques, and churches across Nigeria. He is a founder of the prestigious American University of Nigeria, ULA. He has awarded scholarships to several Nigerians and Africans to enable them obtain quality education and has funded critical medical treatment for several of his fellow citizens. Alhaji Atiku has also made major financial commitments in support of people living with disabilities, as well as for the eradication of such debilitating and fatal diseases as polio and HIV/AIDS. A fellow of St. Anthony's College, Oxford University, Alhaji Atiku holds honorary doctorate degrees from several Nigerian universities. He was bestowed with Nigeria's second highest national honor, the Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger. He was also awarded the Harris Warfield Global Citizen Award by the National Peace Corps Association of the United States. Alhaji Atiku holds the traditional title of Waziri Adamawa and many other traditional titles across Nigeria. Chancellor, sir, it is not uncommon to find persons who have moved from the very bottom of society to the top, kicking off the ladder that took them up so others cannot get to the top. Our honoree today specializes in assisting the movement of others from the bottom onto prominence. He has constructed ladders of opportunities for tens of thousands to navigate their paths away from poverty into prosperity. He is a reader and therefore a leader in real time, current, relevant, and on the cutting edge. The poor can touch him because poverty touches him. He has been there and he's passionately committed to abandoning no one in poverty. Tens of thousands of poor kids have received deep education, not cheap education. Tens of thousands of women have access to credit that moves them away from compromise and poverty. Thousands have received assistance that saved them from diseases of the body and the mind. Chancellor, sir, this is a man who stands tall physically, stands tall politically, tall economically, tall socially, and tall intellectually. A defender of the rule of law, a dogged fighter for due process, a prominent player in Nigeria's democratic experiment. Mr. Chancellor, sir, it is my pleasure to present to you Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, former Vice President of Nigeria, Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger, for the award of honorary doctorate degree of Achievers University. Thank you.
The Vice Chancellor, sir, you may now proceed to confer on His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar the award of his honorary doctoral degree.
By the authority vested in me as Vice Chancellor, standing in for the Chancellor, I confer on His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, Doctor of Science, honoris causa in Business Administration.
Thank you, sir. Just as the award is being conferred, we'd like to once again acknowledge the presence of distinguished senators, politicians, friends, businessmen, and others who have accompanied His Excellency to this ceremony. We appreciate your presence. Thank you so much. We would like to also once again reiterate the earlier appeal that we made. Achievers University stands for excellence, stands for support to advance the cause of education. So if you are here today and you are inclined to joining the university in advancing this commitment, and you want to endow projects or scholarship or award to support the university in what it's been doing, we would like to please take note of such, and then would like to acknowledge your support. Please, this is the opportunity to do so. If you are willing to please do so, let us know.
May I humbly request His Excellency to give his response to the award.
Chairman of Council and members of Council, faculty, students, Your Royal Majesties, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. This response that is being asked of me is a surprise, because I thought my fellow recipients should have been given the opportunity to say a few words. So, on behalf of the two of us, I was just joking with Alhaji Disu. I said, sir, you're just 1 year older than I am. And I was also talking with the retired Chief Judge of Oyo State, and I was her neighbor in Ibadan when I served there as the Comptroller of Customs in charge of then all Oyo and Kwara states. In fact, the day we had the attempted military coup of 1975, I believe, when General Murtala Muhammad was assassinated in Lagos, I was in Ibadan. And I remember General Jemi Beo running out of the government house and to be pursued by the coup plotters then. So I was just telling her how my residence was in between the Chief Judge's residence and also the General Officer Commanding residence in Yaganku, GRA. Anyway, that's another story. On behalf of all of us, I want to thank the university management and the staff and students for the honor bestowed on us. You see, the reason why I'm saying that I was taken by surprise, I saw Alhaji Disu writing notes when we were seated there, and I also saw the Chief Judge also making some jotters, and I thought they were actually going to speak on behalf of all of us. So when I was called to make this response, I have to make the response off the cuff. But that's not new for those of us who are politicians and who are used to addressing large crowds impromptu. I am very much impressed with this private university. I have gone around since yesterday, the university, and I think it is a phenomenal development. The only difference between him and I is that I started my own educational institutions from nursery. I started, first of all, building nursery and kindergarten. From nursery, I now went and built a primary school. From primary school, I now went and built a secondary school. And from secondary school, I now went and built a university. So, but Ayorinde is so rich, he started from the top. He just overnight built a university. Anyway, I'm kidding. And of course, as he said, our relationship started when he was in the National Assembly, and I was also in government. But I was so troublesome in government, simply because of my political background of fighting inequalities, of championing democracy and human rights, rule of law. And I remember one of the speakers yesterday was saying that I took the government that I served to court up to the Supreme Court 12 times. And 12 times I floored the government. So for those of you who are reading law, of course, there is no way you can read constitutional law without reading the Atiku Abubakar cases. They are called landmark constitutional cases in law. That is to the extent that I believe in the rule of law. So, members of council, management or faculty, as we used to call them on the other side of the system, students, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of all of us, I want to immensely thank the university for honoring us today. I believe and I hope all of us will live up to the expectations of this wonderful institution and will continue to contribute to its development. As I said, there is no human development that is better than education. You see, forget about all this oil and gas, forget about solid minerals, forget about all this. If we can only get our education right, we will be on top of the world. There is nothing like education. So you are the next generation of leaders, graduating students, particularly those of you who are female. You have an incredible role to play in the future of this country. I just simply don't understand why you don't come forward and you always allow the men to block you. This is a serious challenge that you must overcome. You know, don't be discouraged. If you can do so well academically, why can't you not do so well in other aspects of human endeavor? We just had a chief judge, a woman. Why can't we not have women as a governor? Why can't we not have women mostly as senators? Why can't we not have women as our president or even a vice president? You see, I am what I am today because a woman brought me up, other than even giving me birth to me. So I am challenging you, those of you, 72% of you who are graduating today, I am challenging you to come forward and take up the challenges facing this country. Mr. Vice Chancellor, Chairman of Council, representative of the governor, thank you very much indeed for giving me this opportunity to respond on behalf of the rest, because I could go on speaking like that and all this. Thank you.